But I found a lot more control in business acquisition and just a greater return on our investment. I mean, when we bought our unit building, we put in about 400K cash to close. That could have been two laundromats, right? Like the amount of money that it took to buy laundromat was 190,000. And when I think of both the money we've made and the experience that I've gained, I've found it to be a lot more valuable than real estate. Now, this really depends on the market you're in. You know, you could buy in a place and you get lucky and the market goes up and it's a fantastic investment. But just speaking from my own experience, I found real estate to have less return on my investment, have more legal challenges, and overall just feel less sense of control.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, those are real, right? Those are like real life. And thank you, by the way, for sharing numbers. Cause that's always kind of helpful to do. I know sometimes it can be
Yeah.
hard for people to share those numbers, but appreciate you sharing the numbers. And you know, you're right. I mean, I love the control that you have over business, right? Like if you need, for whatever reason, like you needed to drum up more business, you could decide, hey, we're gonna really ramp up our wash dry fold, and we're gonna go aggressive, literally knocking on doors. Like that's something that's free that you can do with your time. Like if you had to do it, you could go generate more income, right? You could add a pickup and delivery where you go out and drive. Like if you got in a corner, right, and you had to do something, like you said with the 4 unit, there's really not anything that you can do. You just kind of have to wait. I do want to point out just real quick, one little caveat, that the valuation of real estate is different when it's considered residential real estate, right? So 4 units or less. The valuation method actually becomes pretty similar when it's commercial real estate, actually. But 4 units or less is where there is a difference in how they're valued, and you don't really have a lot of control. And even in commercial, you have less control over commercial real estate than you do a business as well. There are things that you can do to force that appreciation sometimes in commercial real estate, but less so than if you have a business. It's easier to go drum up business, or I shouldn't say it's not easy, but you have the capability of drumming up business if you need it or you want it when you are running a business there.
And the other thing I'll say is the customer concentration, right? We have a 4 unit building, one tenant isn't paying. That's a much higher customer concentration. If I have a wash and fold customer who doesn't pay me, they're like one amongst many.